Hello, this is Ryan from Twinports Pickers, also known as the Duke of Digging. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for tuning into my weekly episode of a full-time picker. Basically just showing you some cool stuff he picked up during his travels. Also like to educate you just a little bit throughout the video if you're a beginner or someone trying to get in this crazy resale game, or maybe you're finally going to start your summer side hustle of reselling, the one you've been talking about for 3 years. This is the year to do it. So if I can show you some tips, my wins, my losses, what I buy, what I don't buy, and it brings you value in any way. It's why I started doing these videos in the first place. Adventures this week, drove down to Red Wing, Minnesota and back, hit every little small town on both sides of Wisconsin and Minnesota border. I was up in Hibbing, Minnesota. Then a picker friend invited a couple of us to a hoarder house in Wascott, Wisconsin. Pretty fun. So it was just a great week buying all kinds of cool stuff. Let me flip this around and show you what I picked up. Right off the bat, you got this Andrews chair. I've had a couple of these. These are really neat. It almost has that copper undertone to it. I love this back. They went out of business in the late 1800s, so there's an oldie. They got the goat shit. That came right off a goat farm, too. That was... Hey! Watch out! Pretty neat. And this, so did this. Look at that. That's like just a great old weathervane. The barn was tore down. I had to climb up a couple of beams just to pull that out, but wasn't leaving without that. I mean, the barn is down. You cannot leave Red Wing, Minnesota without some stoneware and some Crocs. Nothing too crazy here, like the 12. Nothing has cracks in it. Just some advertising too. You got that nice birch leaf back there. Seems like 2s are some of the easiest ones to sell if you price them right. Everybody's looking for that nice perfect size planter. And then anytime you have like Mountain Lake, Minnesota, small towns like that, I don't know how many of those were made, that could be desirable. When you get into hardware off of like old homes, Victorian homes, that is what you're looking for right there. Any type of patterns, anything neat on there, not so much. So keep an eye out for those. You got the cast iron planter, pretty neat. Then some other cast iron stuff for the patio and the deck, for the candles. And then there's some yard art right there. Nothing too fancy here. A couple of lures, creel. Got the canoe shell. Every time I'm in an old town, I like to find some glassware. But look at this acid etching. Is it Greasel Bros, Wholesale Liquors, Winona, Minnesota. Hard to see there. Just some neat shot glasses. And then the Android, Hibbing, Minnesota. That's still around, but a couple neat pieces. This is like a primitive old, like a wall hanging, because it's got a couple eyelets there, but like an old shelf, but just that original paint. The green is pretty awesome. Longaberger baskets, yes, I'm always buying those. Typewriters, they're kind of like the weird thing that I love to hate, but or hate to love, but I buy them quite a bit. The Corona ones, these ones are pretty sought after. You can get $100 easy for those, but some of the different colors are definitely going to bring you a lot more money. Let's see, just a shelf full of smalls. I like the shirt. SoCal Speed Shop, established in 1946. Obviously that shirt isn't from there, but pretty cool. I have a decent little head planter there. I haven't seen that one before. The J8's always good. But just some fun stuff. Got the anatomy skull with the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Kangaroo. And I'll tell you what, these are going to be really good, I bet. Marv Myers natural duck calls. These are the pheasant ones. I had a beat up one before without a box and it did well. So new old stock in the box, that's got to be good. Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels are hit or miss. They make so many in the 90s that are worth about $1 a piece when they're in their package. But I know there was a couple in here that were, let's see. There you go. So that's what you're looking for, the red lines. Those are the sought after ones. These in really good condition. Every one is different. And then the minute I opened this up, when I first saw this car here is a lavender car, and I just know right when I see it, this jet wheel, that's probably a $100 car. Pretty neat. So you always, Hot Wheels, they're the things that there's money in them. Speaking of something that's money in it, when you see this case like this little holder, know what these are. Cutco knives. You're like, if you're a pro, obviously you know these, but a lot of people, these are always just sitting around at garage sales for $5. You'd be surprised how many I've picked up for that. But definitely some of the bigger sets can bring huge money. Nice little guitar. You got the gas and oil section. A lot of the handy dandy oilers can be decent too. And everybody loves a good Pegasus on anything. Monroe, new old stock, took it out of the box. The box was pretty beat up, but never been plugged in yet. Light up. That might be a decent one. The Filmite products, Oil Corporation, and then you got the another one from Wabasha, Minnesota. Must all be that way towards Red Wing. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Stiegel Beer, probably German. Gaming stuff. I got some NES or the Super Nintendo games, and then you got the 64. I used to find gaming stuff all the time. I don't know if it's still hot. I don't think I found much from the fall to the winter, but gaming used to be really good. Then you got that kind of that vintage ashtray, which I was like those. Let's see, these little toys here. I know they were from 1989. So what a classic. There he is. Get your kid an Ertl Uzi. Or crayons, whatever they prefer. Nice new old stock crayon display. You got the old window, 1/18 scale, cars and trucks, you know, that's where it's at. Paper roller, a couple decent knives were in there. You know, knives in my case are always selling well. Actually, my best piece right here. Look at this pedestal fan. See the cage that's around? It has that like spider web look. 3-blade, Eskimo. Deco base, purrs like a kitten. That is a great fan. Very desirable. It doesn't even get much better than that. Then you got the coffee grinder, fun little Cracker Jack cast iron doorstop. You got the brass and copper section here. My buddy just told me brass is popular, just hot right now. So I said, oh, let's stab. The drafts are actually pretty big if you can see them. But I got a couple brass bells there. Got the elephants. I got the copper little shuttle bucket. Railroad keys, see every letter on there? That's a railroad. Every single letter means something. So when you look for these, that could be a $20 key or a $100 key. Learn your railroads, or else just look them up, I guess. Probably the strangest copper boiler I've ever bought, if that's what it is. Rectangle, that thing is a monster. I don't really know what it was for. Just know something cool when I see it. And these are pretty cool too. Smokey the Bear, cardstock. Let's see. They were all from the 60s. So it's just kind of funny. I remember like Don't Play With Matches Kids, all that stuff. We all remember these. Just good old Smokey Bear stuff. So here's pretty much what I got for you this week. Well, actually, I probably have this much more. My van is probably still half full, and then about another 15 totes of stuff. But this gives you an idea what I'm up to. So actually, if you want to see more stuff, go down to Father Time Antiques in Canal Park. I have a huge section there. That's where I sell my stuff. You will find this and more there, but just don't rush down there. I don't usually get it down there for the next couple of days. I got so much stuff I'm going through this time of year. May is the busiest picking month of the year for me. So that's what I'm doing pretty much every day, in price and research and getting the next picks getting going here. I have 3 days left in May. If you want me to come out to your place, you got to have the goods this time of year. You got to have something. You got to have a basement full of stuff, a garage full of stuff, attics, whatever you got. You got to have the tonnage this time of year. And then I'm coming. I got 3 days left, and then June will be wide open. So go back to the main page. My phone number is there. Call, ask me any questions you like. I'll always return a call. Really appreciate you watching. We will see you on the next video.